Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review! Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, The Report of the Week. Thank you for checking in. Filming outside once again, and I'm sure as you could already tell, it's breezy, it's cloudy, and maybe a little background noise, but I figure that's just some ambiance, why not? As you know, I am a daredevil, I am a risk taker, I go all out, and this time around I thought, you know, I filmed in this great expanse known as the outdoors in the last review that I did, and I'm gonna do it again this time around just because. So that I did. To get the elephant out of the room, number one, I'm sorry if I'm not 100% in this review. I'm actually getting over some food poisoning, which has really been plaguing me the last few days, so I'm sorry if I'm not bouncing off the walls necessarily. And as far as the food poisoning goes, I know that's an absolute shock to everyone out there watching this, because it's obvious that I only eat the highest quality food the world has to offer, so how I possibly could have gotten food poisoning, and how on earth I got it probably 6 or 7 times in the last few years, the world will never know, because this stuff is just as good as it gets quality-wise, so it's just a mystery. Anyway, I suppose, and this is the best tie-in ever, I guess we can say that we don't know how high the quality of this item is, because I've yet to review it, so there you go, that ties it all together real neat. But, yeah, things are getting better, though, at least, and I'm feeling up to it, so McDonald's has a new release out, and, what the heck, I'm gonna try it out today. Now, this item, the name is a real mouthful. It is called the Bacon Cajun Ranch Deluxe McCrispy Chicken Sandwich. Probably one of the longest named items I've ever reviewed. So McDonald's has a new chicken sandwich out, and again it's called the Bacon Cajun Ranch Deluxe McCrispy Chicken Sandwich. So what it is essentially, McDonald's a few years ago premiered their new lineup of chicken sandwiches, which they call the McCrispy Chicken Sandwich. They claim that it is supposed to be a chicken fillet of higher quality, i.e. not a McChicken sandwich, and then it's supposed to have more or less premium toppings. So in this case, the big appeal for this particular McCrispy chicken sandwich is that it comes with a Southern-style fried chicken fillet, that's the base. Then it has applewood smoked bacon atop, shredded lettuce, Roma tomatoes, and then it has a creamy Cajun Ranch sauce on both the top bun and the bottom bun, which all the ingredients are tied directly into the name, Bacon Cajun Ranch Deluxe McCrispy Chicken Sandwich. It is available at the price, I've seen a range of prices, anywhere between $7.30 to possibly even $8-9 just for the sandwich itself. In my case, I paid $7.30 for the sandwich, a pricier sandwich, no surprises really at this point, mind you, this is just the way it is, but they will justify it by saying, well, this is a premium chicken sandwich with premium ingredients, a limited time offering at that. Sorry if I wasn't in focus all this time. And that's why you would therefore be paying the premium price. Now, along with this sandwich, I got a little something else just to snack on. I got some chicken nuggets, some fries, of course the fries, right? And the nuggets, I had one, were good. The fries, on the other hand, tasted like they were made out of cardboard. So, who's to really say where the quality of this sandwich will be? Might be either really good or really bad. I did get a little bit of light refreshment. I got a Dr. Pepper for the heck of it. Temperature-wise, it's not too bad today. It's warm, don't get me wrong, in the 80s, but the breeze and the overcast sort of help. Anyway, here's the box that it comes in. Right there. What does it say? Flavors to love. Alright. Well, let's see if that statement holds true. Years ago, now I'm talking back in probably 2009, 2010, there was a time around then where McDonald's revamped their menu a bit. And for a while, at that time, they had the Southern-Style Chicken Sandwich, which I was a huge fan of. That was something that I really enjoyed. And they also had these premium chicken sandwiches, and I forget the name. I think they maybe had one that was like a ranch BLT. And I was a big fan of that too. It was one of my favorite chicken sandwiches, along with the Southern-Style Chicken Sandwich from McDonald's. And sort of reminds me of that. It's like a combination of two items that I used to really, really like, but we'll see how the quality is. So hopefully you're able to see the cross-section there. You could see easily the chicken fillet, some of the bacon, the tomatoes, the lettuce. Not the heaviest on the sauce, especially on the bottom bun. There's a tiny bit, but not a lot, but a bit more on the top bun. Anyway, you know what there is to it. I know what there is to it. We all know what there is to it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try it out, and we'll see how good this item is. So the Bacon Cajun Ranch Deluxe McCrispy Chicken Sandwich from McDonald's, it's going in. Alright, so some good news. For once, I am actually pleased to say, to me, and maybe I'm just a little nostalgic, I don't know, this sandwich in a way was almost like a little trip down memory lane, and I'll explain why. Number one, here's just a quick cross-section of it. You can see. It gets a little slippery, and I'll touch upon that in a moment, but one thing about this that I immediately liked, and I wasn't expecting this, this is the thing. The way fast food is, so often now, it's almost a continual, and I hate to say nearly guaranteed, decline, because you see so often, right, how many times have you seen the sentiment that, you name the establishment, it could be anything, it could be a McDonald's, it could be Burger King, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Pizza Hut, anything, right? And what does everyone have to say about it? It was so much better X amount of years ago. I really think that there's a lot of truth to those statements, though. And obviously when you think back, let's say 20, 30 years, the difference in quality is obvious. It's like almost two different establishments. But, you know, even if you look back as far as just 10 to 15 years ago, I think there was still a quality difference. Granted, not as pronounced, let's say, as if you were comparing it to the 90s to today, but there's still a difference. And I even think back to McDonald's, for instance, the menu that they had back in 2010 compared to the menu today, and what you could get for the certain price, and the quality, obviously, for the price. And there was a reason why, even then, I would go to McDonald's much more often than I do now, because the quality, in my opinion, was just better. And as I mentioned earlier in the review, one of my favorite items from McDonald's at the time was the Southern-Style Chicken Sandwich. I was skeptical when I saw that they had a Southern-Style Chicken Sandwich coming back, and they had that filet. I was skeptical. I thought it's not going to taste the same, you know. I thought it's not going to be anywhere near as good as I remember it being. It's probably just going to be some pitiful, pathetic excuse for one, and that'll be that. But let me tell you, I took a bite, And I was pleasantly surprised with the quality of the chicken. I thought, wow, you know, I went into this with my expectations not being all that high, and I was pleasantly surprised that the chicken fillet for this sandwich, if you remember those years back when they had the Southern-Style Chicken Sandwich, this tastes like that. It's the same exact thing. And I really wasn't expecting that. I was sincerely thinking it was going to be worse, and it's not. And that's just a very pleasant surprise. The quality of the chicken is actually decent. It's juicy, it's flavorful, still has a nice little crisp to it on the outside, you know, lightly breaded, fried, but at the same time, you know, it's still tender, it's still flavorful, there's still a good amount of the chicken there. And it's not tough, it's not chewy, it's not stringy, it's actually of good quality. And as far as the chicken fillet is concerned, I've no complaint whatsoever. I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with what I received. So as far as the general base for the sandwich is concerned, they did a really good job. And I did not think it was going to be as good as it is. The bacon as well. The bacon isn't as of high quality as it used to be, but it's still decent. There's still, you know, two thicker cut strips of bacon. Still a decent crisp to it. Again, not the world's highest quality, but it's still there. Still a nice little crunch to it. Still flavorful. No real problems there. The lettuce and the tomato, that's just one aspect of this, though, that has sort of... It's sort of subpar. The lettuce is just, you know, that cheap, stringy, shredded lettuce that isn't all that fresh. It doesn't have the best crisp to it. And the tomatoes as well are just these tiny little tomatoes that just aren't the freshest in the world. And you notice that. Mind you, I would much rather have the chicken being of higher quality at the expense, let's say, of the lettuce and tomato. But of course, nothing should be at the expense of this, that, or the other thing. It should all be of decent quality. But the subpar nature of the lettuce and tomato doesn't sink this sandwich. It's just something that I took notice of. Still edible, still fine in that regard, but it could definitely have been a little fresher. And then the Cajun Ranch sauce. It's interesting. When you first try it out, you're just going to notice the sort of zestiness, and you're going to think, oh, it's a ranch dressing, which complements the chicken quite nicely. It works with the bacon too, and it's fine, but you're not going to notice much in the way of spice. And you'll be taking a bite and then another bite, and you'll be thinking, oh, this is just like a ranch chicken sandwich, so where exactly is the spice? The spice has a delayed effect of sorts, and it doesn't necessarily give me an overt sort of Cajun note, but it does have a substantial spice to it that again is delayed. So I'll be taking one bite, then another bite, and then after about 10 seconds or so, the spice will begin emanating from the back of my mouth toward the front, and then it lingers on as an aftertaste. And it's one of those spices that, as I've mentioned in previous reviews, it compounds on itself. So it'll build on itself from one bite to the next, and with each bite it'll get a little bit more and more pronounced, and the aftertaste will therefore last a little longer. So it's a spice that, again, it doesn't hit you immediately, as like some buffalo sauces might, but again, you take a few bites, you think, oh, it's just a ranch dressing, and then the spice will eventually hit, sort of delayed, most pronounced as an aftertaste, but most definitely there, and it is a pretty potent spice. But again, the ranch, or the creamy Cajun ranch sauce, I should say, works quite nicely with the chicken, the bacon, the spice as well. So all the main ingredients are pleasant, and all the main ingredients are of good quality. My only grievance, once again, is maybe the price, a tad high, $7.30. The quality of the lettuce and the tomato could be improved somewhat, just slightly lower than what I would have liked to have seen. But as far as the main core key components of the sandwich are concerned, chicken is excellent. Way better than I thought it was going to be. It's just like the Southern-Style chicken sandwich that they used to have back in the day, which is really good to see. Bacon is alright for what it is, and the Cajun Ranch sauce is good as well. And one final thing to mention, with the amount of sauce, especially if they put more sauce than what, let's say, I got on the bottom bun, it's plenty flavorful, but just make sure you have a good grip on the sandwich as you're eating it, because when it's on the top and bottom bun, it therefore can get a little bit slippery, just something to keep in mind. So therefore, out of 10, what am I going to be rating the Bacon Cajun Ranch Deluxe McCrispy chicken sandwich from McDonald's? A few minor grievances as far as some quality is concerned, but overall, I'm a fan of it. The most important ingredients are of good quality, and I'm happy with that. So therefore, out of 10, I'm going to be rating this sandwich an 8.5 out of 10. One of the better recent offerings from McDonald's, so may as well get it while the getting's good. McDonald's, you know, they're hit or miss these days, but I'm very pleasantly surprised with how this item turned out to be. My expectations for it were a bit lower than what I actually got, and I'm happy with the final product here. And that's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.